Okay, so for those of you who are having trouble calling in to the show, it's very easy. You don't have to turn on